Oh, we're in luck. Yes, we are. Yeah. Got some live paint here. My name is Jared Scott Owens. I'm a visual artist. My practice is still developing. I'm incorporating found object. I have a background in ceramics and assemblage and some installation art. I went to prison for conspiracy to possess narcotics, cocaine. Life in the federal prison was like waiting at DMV with stabbings in between. How art helped me in prison was definitely a coping mechanism, but it was also an exercise in seeing what I can get away with while I was in there. I always need to feel like I'm breaking the law for some reason, and art made me feel like I was breaking the law while I was in prison without really doing anything that's gonna get me in big trouble. Even making pieces inside, anything that was made to me was valuable because it was creativity in a place that was supposed to oppress you. That was the thing that kept me going, was the challenge to say, hey, I'm gonna make it through this, part of my life, and I'm gonna get home and I'm gonna have a practice. I studied like a lot, what paints are made out of, the materials, what the masters painted with, what they had, what they didn't have, the first cadmiums when they were on a canvas, like who's the first one to do that? Like I was interested in all that. And that kept me going. So in this jar is soil from FCI Ferriton. This is a peanut butter jar that's sold in commissary. I would just clean these out. I would go to the yard, I'd scoop up some dirt. It's a pretty soil. Like, this is the soil from like that part of New Jersey. And it's unlike the soil here in New York, believe it or not. It's got a different color to it. I was looking for a conceptual, physical element from inside the prison that spoke about everybody that's inside the prison. And this is the only thing I could find that had the DNA, the blood, sweat, and tears of every, person who ever came through the prison was probably in this soil from the weight pile. Now I'm into these found objects, and they're everywhere. I see beauty and I see a carceral aesthetic in a lot of these objects. Like I get a lot of feedback on the work, and there's really, I don't try to message in the work, but people extrapolate messages from the work on their own, and that's fine with me. It's fascinating to hear people to have subject matter that's really dark and then present it in a way that is more palatable to the eyes and to the senses, but it's still dark subject matter. I never really I just think about my practice as it's just going. I don't really think about past, present. There's no linear aspect to anything that I'm doing. It's kind of like a lot of happenstances in the work, and I'm just going with the flow. I don't have a calendar that says I want to be at this point, where will you be in 5 years? I try to live every day as if, what am I doing today? I might mess with this today. See what comes of it.